The wider mutual sector needs to be aware of what is required to develop their own mutual capital instruments. They need to be aware of the challenges of creating a new market, entirely new market of capital, and to find out where to access information that's credible and can be relied on. This is the advice that can assist us all in this process. It's the first event of its kind, but it will be followed by others, and we'll dig deeper and deeper into the detail of how we can all work together to take advantage of a better business environment that's been created for mutuals. I just wanted to say a few words about how the BCCM helped achieve the legislative change. The project was conceived by the BCCM, working with government, our peak bodies, including COBA, and the friendly societies who are here today, and thank you for your support, vital support, but also by the businesses and the firms themselves across the mutual sector, helping to develop this legislation that improves the business environment for federally registered cooperatives and mutuals. It has not been a random thing. It's a key milestone in our strategy. Back when we formed in 2013, we identified the ways in which the business environment could be improved. And we set these out in our strategy document, the Blueprint for an Enterprising Nation, which the board developed with our partners Mutuo. We knew we needed political support. We had to educate the political representatives about the existence of the sector to start with, but we also needed to identify who would be our political champions. The Senate inquiry that reported in 2016 was the result of that first process, and 17 recommendations were handed down by the government. It was a bipartisan report with no dissenting recommendations. Legislation on capital was prioritised by our members, and our members decided to work together with us to develop workable ideas for a new capital instrument. Greg Hammond was asked by then Treasurer Scott Morrison, so you never know where your champions are going to end up by dint of political vagaries. So Greg was asked to consider these so that they could be validated for government action. We worked as a team with Treasury, leading mutual firms, our peak bodies, including COBA, and our trusted policy and legal advisors to achieve the result that we're so proud of today, that happened just a few short months ago. So the BCCM has been a successful lobbyist. The movement of the BCCM, the sector, has been a successful lobbyist by working collegially and in a united way. We've been influential because of this strategic approach. The plan is clear and it's understandable. We've worked in this collegiate way with firms, with our partners, and always bipartisan across the political divide. Opportunistically, we've built and leveraged political support using our identified supporters in Parliament. For example, bringing the issues and ideas before the Parliamentary Friends of Mutuals group, which has also been formed in the as part of the development strategy. We've developed realistic objectives that are thought through and achievable, and all of this has been executed with the targets we adopted at the outset. So finally, just to recap on the significance of the legislation that I started with, the Mutual Reforms Bill is a major step forward for Australia as well as it is for the sector. It delivers landmark laws. It's the first positive change to the Corporations Act for mutuals, previously only mentioned in relation to demutualisation provisions. So that's the first positive changes for our sector in 2 decades. It creates new and unique mutual capital instruments to help existing mutuals grow and innovate in new sectors. We have new sectors in the room today, those areas of market failure, for example, in the farm insurance market. And these innovations are in areas as varied as banking, motoring, and agriculture. The law also defines a mutual in the Corporations Act for the first time. That in itself demonstrates the importance of our sector as part of a diverse and resilient and de-risked economy. It also, very importantly, adds safeguards to mutuals, to mutual ownership by ensuring member control remains paramount. The confusion over demutualisation for financial service mutuals, for example, is resolved by this legislation. So removing the spectre of RG 147 for good is on its own a very worthwhile objective.